So Bernie was asked about his position on universal preschool in his town hall. I wanted to play this clip for you because this is vintage, classic Bernie Sanders, and I think it's my favorite moment of the town hall. Watch.
Most countries with developed economies offer public preschool as a standard benefit to all of their 3- and 4-year-olds. America does not, as we know. Instead, low-income parents here scrambled for scarce public spots, while middle-income families scrounge to pay for increasingly costly private preschool. Very few can afford the cost of quality care. If you become president, will you support efforts to offer high-quality, optional, publicly funded preschool for all Americans?
Want a one-word answer? Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, and I'll tell you why. Thanks for asking that question. This is an issue that does not get enough attention. Every psychologist in the world, what do they tell us? They tell us that the most important years of human development are 0 through 4 for intellectual and emotional development. And yet we have a system which is basically dysfunctional, as you described. You have workers who are underpaid, and yet you have parents, working class people who cannot afford the care that they need, and many kids are not getting the kinds of nourishment, intellectual and emotional, that they need. And you know what all of the studies tell us? Is that when you invest in pre-K education and you make sure that kids are prepared for school, they are much less likely to drop out. They are much less likely to do bad things and end up in jail. Every dollar you invest in preschool education will be paid back many, many times. So we got a lot of work to do in education, from higher education to preschool to improving our public schools as well. And when people tell me we cannot afford to do that, I say we cannot not afford to do that. This is the future of the country.
Yeah, that was basically a perfect answer. She asked the question, and he goes, you want a one-word answer? Absolutely. To the idea of universal preschool. Yeah, compare that with like Cory Booker. Remember the story we covered recently where he released a video on his Twitter called Believe, where in it he's just like vomiting platitudes at you. I believe that what we can do, America, is we can come together. And I believe there's nothing we can't accomplish if we take it on united. Like, just saying stupid platitudes and cliches and just saying nothing and doing fake sincerity. This is basically the polar opposite of that. You're asked a specific question about a specific policy. Do you support it? And you start with one-word answer, absolutely. Awesome. And I think my favorite part of that clip, and this was my favorite part of, I think, the whole town hall, look at her face when he says absolutely. Look at her face. Her face is like, thank you. Like, it's almost like I've been in the trenches out here asking politicians to do the bare minimum to support their constituents and do what we ask of them. And I get gaslit everywhere I go. Gaslit. People don't listen to me everywhere I go. There you go. We'll go with that. People don't listen to me. And then I ask you, and you're like, yeah, absolutely, I support that. Let's do that. And then, he further makes his argument and says, here are all the benefits that go hand in hand with doing that. And we can invest in this. We spend too much money on too much stupid stuff. This is a great thing to spend money on, universal preschool. Can't beat it, man. Go back and look at her face. Go back and look at her face, because it almost brought a tear to my eye. Because she asked this question about a specific policy that would help so many people, and he's just like, yeah, absolutely, I support it. And her face is like, yes, almost like he took a burden off her shoulders right there. And that's what separates Bernie from many of the other candidates, is that he's going to fight for these things. Whereas even somebody who means well generally, like Elizabeth Warren, you're not sure she's going to fight. Sometimes she's going to do let's hold hands and sing Kumbaya together and work something out. And in the process of working something out, she can give away the farm. Whereas Bernie, he's going to be in there and he's going to be a fierce advocate for the people. So love that moment. More of that in the future. You have any idea? Politicians are so silly. They don't even realize that, like, hey, assholes, you want to, be liked more by people? Just be direct. Just be direct. Do you support this? Yes. That's it. It's not that hard, man. If you're a regular person and you're asked a question, if you're hanging out at a bar with somebody and somebody asks you, oh, do you like this? What are you going to say? You're going to give me your answer. No, I don't like that. Yeah, I like that. But somehow for politicians, they go out there and they got to fucking talk circles around everybody and jump through hoops. No, just keep it real. And that is such an important characteristic, and so few politicians have it.